There's a certain kind of fear that doesn't come from what you see, but from what you almost see. That kind sits just outside your focus, just behind your shoulder, just far enough away that you can't prove it's real, but close enough that you start to change the way you live. Tonight's story isn't about ghosts in the usual sense. Instead, it's about something quieter, something patient, something watches, and more importantly, something that waits. You're listening to Watchers Paranormal. There's a moment most people have experienced. You're walking, doing nothing unusual, and then you feel it. That quiet, creeping awareness that someone is watching you. Most of the time you brush it off. A stranger, a coincidence, your imagination. But what if it isn't? What if that feeling isn't the beginning of something, but the middle? Tonight's story is about observation, about perspective, and about someone who believed they were being followed until they made a big mistake of following back. This episode is called The Watcher. Her name was Elena Cross, 32, quiet life. She lived alone in a townhome, just far enough from the city to avoid noise, but close enough to never feel isolated. Every day looked the same. Morning coffee at the same place, same walk, same route, same timing. She liked it that way. Because routine makes things easier to understand, and when things are easy to understand, they're easier to control. Until something appears that doesn't fit. It happened on a Thursday. Nothing special about that day. Elena stopped at her crosswalk, looked up, and saw him. A man across the street, standing still, looking directly at her. Not casually, not the way people glance at strangers. This was deliberate, focused, and unmoving. She looked away instinctively, but the feeling didn't go with it. That subtle pressure, like someone holding eye contact even after you've broken it. When the light changed, she crossed. She passed him, didn't look again. But she knew he hadn't stopped watching. 2 days later, she saw him again. Different street, different time, same man. Standing still, watching. This time she didn't look away immediately. Dark jacket, neutral clothes, unremarkable face, and yet completely unmistakable. Because it wasn't just how he looked, it was the stillness. People shift, blink, adjust. He didn't. He simply observed. After that, it became impossible to ignore. Not constant, not obvious, but consistent. A reflection in a shop window, a figure at the end of a sidewalk, a presence across the street when she wasn't expecting it. Always him, always watching, and always far enough away that she couldn't confront him. Elena changed her routine. She left earlier, took different routes, skipped her usual stops. It didn't matter. He was still there. Not reacting, not adjusting in a normal way, just appearing. Exactly where he needed to be. The worst part wasn't seeing him. It was everything else. The sense that her life had become observable, that her actions were being noted, tracked, remembered. Even inside her home she felt it. Not constantly, but enough. A quiet certainty that privacy had become an illusion. Eventually she tried to capture it. Phone in hand, camera running, she walked past the corner where she often stood. Didn't look directly, pretended not to notice. Later she reviewed the footage, and there he was, standing across the street, looking straight into the lens. Elena froze the frame, zoomed in. His face didn't resolve. Not blurry, not distorted, just indefinable. Like something her brain refused to fully process. Now, fear changes over time. At first it avoids, then it isolates. But eventually it transforms into something sharper. Because Elena reached a point where the fear wasn't as strong as the frustration, she was tired of being watched. So she made a decision. If he was observing her, she would observe him. She saw him that afternoon at the bus stop, still, waiting, watching. She walked past him and didn't break stride, counted the steps. She listened, and then turned and followed. It felt wrong immediately, not dangerous, just incorrect. Like she'd stepped into the wrong side of something. The man walked steadily, never looking back. Elena kept her distance. But something started to shift. The closer she got, the harder it became to recognize him. Even the street felt off. Not empty, just less populated. The sounds faded, details were softened. And the distance between them never changed, no matter how she moved. It was fixed, perfect, and unnatural. Without warning, he stops. Elena froze in silence. Then slowly he turned around. And for the first time, she saw him clearly, and her stomach dropped. Because she recognized him. Not from the street, not from somewhere deeper, somewhere that didn't belong to normal memory. He smiled, not friendly, not threatening, just knowing. And suddenly everything shifted. All those moments when she thought she was being watched? Well, what if she wasn't? What if she had been the one noticing first, tracking, observing, remembering, watching? Fragments surfaced, standing still, watching someone walk away, waiting, repeating over and over, not days, not weeks, something longer, something endless. Suddenly the world felt thin, unfinished, like something constructed but not complete. And the man in front of her felt real, solid, anchored, in a way she suddenly wasn't. He stepped closer, and she felt it. Something slipping, not physically, but fundamentally. Like a role being removed. And the thought came, you were never being followed. You were the watcher. That moment stretched for a bit. It became silent and still. And then Elena began to fade, not vanish, but lose definition. Like something no longer being observed, no longer needed. The last thing she saw was his expression, relief. Some time had passed. A man walked home from work, same route, same timing. Then one day he felt it, a quiet awareness, someone watching. He ignored it at first, but then he noticed patterns. A figure across the street standing still, watching, always at a distance, always present. Eventually he turned around, and for the first time he saw the watcher clearly, standing still looking directly at him, with a face that felt almost familiar. Some things don't end, they transfer. A perspective, a role, a position. The watcher and the watched. So, if you ever feel it, that quiet certainty that someone is observing you, ask yourself something. Are you sure you weren't watching first? This has been Watchers Paranormal. Something may be watching back at you.